So once you have cut out your bird, remember if you've got little pencil marks just on the edges, you can just take your rubber and, sorry you can't see that, and just gently rub off. You've got to be a bit careful because it's quite delicate, rub off that pencil edge because you don't necessarily want that on your final piece. So just work your way around and get rid of that pencil edge. Now I'm going to introduce some pattern now. So I've got a sort of a patterned paper, but I'm also looking at the pattern on the paper. So if I hold it up, you can see there are some curves in it. I'm particularly liking this sort of curve here, and I'm thinking that that could go on could work quite nicely on the curve of the wagtail's just breast along here. Ooh, just along there. Okay, so you're going to take your drawing that you've done. This is my middle stage drawing where I simplified it a bit. And I'm going to then look at where is the best place to place the section that I want, so I get that nice curved effect. So I can move this around a bit to get it to where I want it to be. And I'm then going to trace through the shape. Now, just like when we did the insects, you're sort of working from your bottom layer up. So we've done the main bird part. So now I'm working, so the wing is going to be one of the final parts you do, because obviously that has to move from the outside. So just think about how you create the layers and almost work from base to top. So think about what will be the top layers. Things like the eyes, the wings, all those sorts of things will be your last layer. So I've now drawn that out. It's quite hard to see on there. So because it's a patterned paper, if you're using a plain paper, it's much easier to see. So I'm just going to carefully just go over that line so that when I'm cutting, I can see it a bit better. And I could do this in a coloured pencil if I wanted to. I don't think I need to. I think I can just about see the lines. So that should work all right for me. So once you've done that, you will you will cut this out just as you have with your other area. Cut it out carefully. And you will then start to build up all the different shapes and elements on your bird. Try to think about varying the papers that you use. I said I'm going to use some maps in mine in a bit. So I've now got that out and I'm going to cut that shape out. And then this stage I'm not going to glue anything down. As you know, I prefer to do a few bits and pieces before I glue them down, so I can, if I want to change anything, then I've got that option to change it. So I'm not going to do any gluing down at this stage. So cut your shape out carefully. You know how sometimes I get rid of that excess paper because it is annoying when you're cutting it out. So I can now control my cutting a lot better. So I'm going to work around this shape. Obviously the smaller your pieces you get, the more fiddly they are. But you should be, you've had experience of this type of thing before, you should be now getting reasonably skilled with your cutting. Okay, so take that away for now. That's the shape that I have created, and that now will work and will be placed onto the bird in that area. So if I just, the light's coming in from the window over there, if I place it on there, hopefully you can begin to understand how I'm going to build it up. Okay, now at some stage, as I say, I might use a fine liner to do the eyes and other bits and pieces, but I'll show you that as we go along. So what I'll do is just load up short little videos so that you can follow it in that way, or photographs along the way. Okay, so that's the next stage that you're going to.